Alrighty, okay. Oh my god, did not expect volume. Anyway, XDefiant Season 2, it came out quite a while ago. Just, 11 days. Um, Trailer came out. People have played it. Some people have said, yo, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty sick. But in doing so, Ubisoft has then have released an article going over that, hey, this game has actually fallen behind expectations and hasn't been doing as well as we hoped. And that sucks. Honestly, it does suck. And let's just get into why. Because everything I've seen from season 2, it looks pretty good. I don't see why. For you that don't know what XDefiant is in basic terms like free. It's a budget man's Call of Duty, but with like some things that are not great. Like some of the movement feels slow and the shooting isn't great, but I think they improved that in season 2 from what I've seen. I think you can watch videos on that explain it more in detail. But as for the article itself, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot has confirmed that XDefiant has fallen behind expectations amid company struggles. This week, the news that XDefiant is struggling went somewhat under the radar following what is arguably one of Ubisoft's most challenging periods in recent memory. First, it was announced that Assassin's Creed Shadows to be delayed until early 2025, followed by several announcements at the company as a whole, including Ubisoft's board launching an investigation into the company's struggles. As part of these major announcements, Ubisoft held a trading call update during which Gilman answered questions about why the company reduced its second quarter revenue expectations by 30%. Nicholas Langert of BNP Paribas asks, so the Q2 guidance is only Star Wars Outlaws, or is there something else underperforming in the portfolio? And I think before I read more into this, I think Ubisoft needs to find. They're doing it. They already said before they're launching an internal investigation into the company's struggles, right? And I think this is important to look at because Ubisoft is the one company that is great at mid games. They're perfect for mid games. You'll never get a negative experience, but you'll never get a absolute positive experience. You might get there, like if I'm being honest, Rainbow Six is a pretty positive experience, and that game when it first was released, it was kind of buggy and busted. But Ubisoft, actually, one thing Ubisoft is good at is continuing to support their games like For Honor and For Honor, Brawlhalla, and Rainbow Six. All three of those were kind of crappy at launch, but then later on have become significant for their live service endeavors. But anyway, one of the reasons why Ubisoft fails as a company is because they're not pushing anything out that's new. They're not giving you anything new to experience. Anything that Ubisoft does well, it comes from the smaller indie side, like the Prince of Persia game that came out a while ago. Like anyone that played it can tell you, yo, that game is pretty sick, right? And it's like, well, or like in the past, though, those Rayman games they made, those were really good. But Ubisoft in recent times have kind of just gone downhill and then hasn't been focusing on that at all. And it's like, when you release a game, you gotta make sure when the game is first released, it is bang on. It's really good. And when Ubisoft is trying to make 3 different live service games, or I don't even know what they're doing. They make they're trying to have every game they make into a live service, and they're trying to make it like they're trying to find infinite money with infinite growth. When we look at games today, so many people only have so much time and energy to play a certain time of game. And if the company, are going ahead and making 10 different games, 2 of which are from the same genre, then it questions, where are your priorities lying? Because the average person only plays about 3 games at most. Ubisoft. But anyway, and then they go look into their monetization practices and all these other things. But I think he's Gilmo. He's gotta go. To be honest, he's been doing this company damage for years now. Anyway, last month, Insider Gaming reported that XDefiant was at risk of losing his much-needed post-launch support if it couldn't be turned around by the end of season 3. Oh, as the game has been struggling to see 20,000 concurrent players and just an uptick in players spending. The report And subsequent community conversations led to XDefiant saying that the game is absolutely not dying in a recent blog post. Bro, the game is basically going to be dead in some point. This is the problem though, right? Why are you focusing on two different like you have an FPS game, you have Rainbow Six. Why are you then going ahead and making like a whole new FPS? I understand it's a different market. I understand it's a different game. But you have three really good like live service games already from from Honor, uh like For Honor. Then you got Brawlhalla. Then you got Rainbow Six, and then you got Skull and Bones. No, but then it's like, bro, you have these live service games already. Why not invest more into it? And this is the problem with Western companies. They take this money they make, and then they invest it to their shareholders. They don't put it back into their game. Like Rainbow Six, as much as I love it, it needs a new game, bro. It needs a new game. It needs to be in a new engine, hopefully, because this current engine is like, it's dying. From the few games I played in the last couple of months, it's not, for me, it's not doing so hot anymore, Chief. Um, but yeah, man, and then they need to listen to the community. Rainbow Six in this case, because I don't really play X Defiant. Rainbow Six in this case, one of the biggest problems with Rainbow Six is that that they're not listening to the community. There's stuff in this game that we want that they just haven't included. Wanting to play this game, and when I did want to play it, the game just for some reason just did not want to work. For whatever reason, it just didn't work, and I tried going back into the game a few like months ago, but it then also still had the same exact problem where I would load into the game, and then every time I would press the one of my buttons on my mouse, because I used the tilt for the mouse, and then for whatever reason, whenever I kept pressing it, the game automatically would just close. It was freeze up. It'll just freeze up and close. And sometimes it doesn't even close. Sometimes I'll be playing a ranked match or just a game, and then the game will just go, nah, you're not gonna move anymore. You don't get to move. And it's like, what the shit? And then the problem with this game is also like this new with the new updates with year 9, I think. All right. With year 9, you got this shit. Like, bro, there's a subscription with this game. Why is there a subscription in this game? And then you don't even get like good shit out of it. And then there's just the visual bugs and UI bugs, the graphical glitches. This is all shit that's happened to me. This is all the shit that's happened to me. It's like, how have you not fixed your shit yet? Why are you focusing on a different game? Identical, well, not really identical, but same like genre almost, that you can't even fix this shit. Like, we need a new game at this point, man. Oh, sorry. But then the biggest problem with Ubisoft is that when it comes to the PC market, I understand they really want to use their own launcher so they can keep all the money. And that's fine, whatever. Like, you do that, Chief. But then you don't get to complain about low sales when people on the PC market, the most majority of people who are playing these games are on Steam. If you want players and money and concurrent like users, you need to be on Steam. XDefiant in this case is basically falling to that same problem of, hey, we need more players. Well, you gotta go find them where the most players are, and that's Steam. I'm not gonna get into Ubisoft monetization. Like, I think, yes, it is shitty. It is really crappy, like what Ubisoft does. However, I think Ubisoft is one of the more generous companies out there. I haven't spent a single dime on Rainbow Six Siege, and yet I've gotten so much shit out of that game. Maybe it's because of the amount I've been playing, but honestly, when I was playing like this game regularly, religiously actually, I would get so many coins and points where I bought like, I say about 75% of the whole roster just by like the free money they give you. And I know like someone else, a friend of mine who plays from For Honor, and he does the same shit. He hasn't paid any kind of money, and he gets the characters. And that's what Ubisoft needs to start doing more. They need to start investing more into their own games, and that's just not what they want to do. I do hope that XDefiant does manage to pick up and get a season 3 and does like manage to get players to in their game, but Ubisoft needs to like start moving more of their stuff to Steam, and I don't get why they haven't done it already. And I hope this forces them to, and I hope this forces, like, I hope when, if this like makes them do that, then they're able to remove that weird use. Like when you download the game on Steam, you're then gonna have to open up their launcher or something, and I don't get why they do that. EA does that stupid nonsense, and I'm like, that's the dumbest shit that you could probably do. I hope that Ubisoft doesn't do that. As long as they don't do that, it should be perfectly fine. But in any case, this is where I'll probably leave the video because I'm not sure what else there is to say. I hope there's more. But Ubisoft, I don't think, the good thing with Ubisoft is they're going to continue to support this as much as they can, and they're going to look for ways to make players pay for stuff because that's what these companies do. But ultimately, I really hope this leads Ubisoft to be like, why are we failing so much? Maybe we should invest in more single player games. Like, yes, Star Wars Outlaws was a failure, but because you failed it, you made it that way. You had a 3-day subscription, like a 3-day early access bullshit. That 3-day early access was actually like stupid as shit because there was a glitch that deleted everyone's save progress, making them question why the hell they should buy your game again if they're gonna go for the early access version, right? And then you got like the fact that the game Ubisoft games are always on sale, 20%, 30, 40, 50% off, like months later, like months later when the game is like officially like released. And then you got like stuff like content seasonal bullshit. Like Ubisoft is one of the worst companies when it comes to that. Like you buy a game and then they'll be like, oh wow, here's the DLC. Like you made the DLC, yes. You announced the DLC, yes. Why are you then announcing the DLC when the game is like released? Like what? I mean, why are you not just waiting on it so we can include it in the main game? Ubisoft just doesn't do that. I just don't get Ubisoft. In any case, that's it for me. Take care and see ya.